All this week, we've conducted a deep dive on artificial intelligence. Tonight, we are taking a look at how the technology is blurring the lines between man and machine. Channel 3's Roger Susannon explores this new world where one question is becoming increasingly impossible to answer. How do we know what we see is real anymore?
Clearly, CBS Sunday morning correspondent David Pogue is a talented guy. Not only is he a classically trained pianist, Pogue's also apparently fluent in 3 languages.
One was the first time I saw the internet.
And in Spanish.
Se me cayó el estómago y mi cerebro se expandió.
And finally, Korean.
떨어지고 머리가 커지는 느낌이었어요.
Impressive, right?
That took me months of Duolingo.
The truth, of course, is Pogue doesn't speak Korean or Spanish. These videos were actually produced with AI technology that allows anyone with just a little video to make their subject say anything in any language in their own voice.
You're witnessing the end of the badly dubbed Kung Fu movie. Yep.
Pretty cool, right? Right? Well, whether you're nodding or shaking your head from side to side probably depends on your perspective.
I'm optimistic, but I'm also skeptical.
Eric Semmel's perspective on AI is interesting because he's in tech and media. Semmel is the VP of Client Success at Tab Computer Systems in East Hartford and the host of Computer Talk on WTIC 1080 radio.
We have a long way to go now to trust what we're seeing.
And not just what we're seeing. Listen to Semmel's new co-hosts, Karen and Bob.
Wow, it's
a beast.
Yeah, 287 papers analyzed. That's quite the deep dive.
Yeah, it's intense.
They sound pretty human, don't they? But by now, you probably already know the deal. Semmel created Karen and Bob with AI through a program called Notebook LM.
I was impressed. I couldn't believe the human aspect of how they speak to each other. They interrupt each other. They have these weird sounds of how their voices inflect. It is truly freaky, and that's why I love it so much.
But Semmel does admit there's a downside. We may be entering a world where it's difficult to determine whether the content we see and hear was actually created by a human. Think about that.
You can take this content and chuck it all over the internet. Who's real? Who's actually talking? Is the information real? I don't know.
And the flood of AI creations has already arrived. Look what happens when Semmel did a Google image search for a baby peacock.
The problem is a lot of these images are AI and aren't actual baby peacocks. I'm sorry, that's not real. The more of this fake data that gets out there, the less we're going to know is real, and then we're going to need some sort of mediator now to tell us what's real. That's not good.
Right now, big companies like Google and Adobe are authenticating images and videos created by humans. It's a long and arduous process, but both Semmel and Pogue believe eventually smart people will figure out solutions.
It's not the end of civilization. It's not the end of media. It's not the end of truth. We will acclimate to it. We will restrict it, and we will become more discerning.
And in some ways, AI's true impact is like a great piece of music. We don't know how it will end until the final notes are played.
We have seen gigantic inventions before. The car, the internet, the smartphone. Everybody panics at first, and somehow it shakes out.
Roger Susannon, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.